What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel on behalf of Braid. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Brittany, and today we are having Girl Talk, a new episode on my Life as a Braider series where I come to you every month and discuss a topic that may help new braiders or help anyone who may wear protective styles frequently. So today we'll be talking about how to protect your protective styles and how to get them to last the longest. We'll be talking all about the longevity of protective styling, because the whole idea of wearing protective styles is to keep your hands out of your hair. And although too much of a good thing is never good, you don't want to keep your protective style in too long. When you're getting your hair braided, the goal is to protect your natural hair and to not manipulate it as much. So I want to give you guys just a few tips. It'll be a quick, simple video on how to make your braids last longer, how to help your twists, your locks, any type of protective style that you may wear, how to keep them in for that full length of time. So I know the big question mark will first be, what is the max length of time you should keep a protective style in? In my opinion, it'll be 2 months. The max length of time you should keep braids or twists in is 8 weeks. 6 weeks is perfect in my opinion, which is a month and a half. But if you're getting like smaller braids, like real small knotless, real small box braids or twists, or even like soft locks or anything like that, they can carry you for 2 months if you take care of them. So I just want to tell y'all how to get that full length of time out of your styles. And yeah, we're going to start off with things that you need, things that you can just make sure that you have around the house, like things that we know every day that we should have. And I'm going to show y'all like examples of the different things, and they're very common, like y'all already know what's coming up. A bonnet and a scarf. Let's talk about it. So the major key is very obvious to keeping your braid. You're going to get the most longevity out of your protective style if you tie it up. You should be tying your hair up every night. And when I say tying it up, that doesn't mean just a bonnet. Honestly, a bonnet is you keeping the hair off your neck because it's protecting the braids itself but not your actual hair. I'm gonna show you a couple of bonnets that I have. Y'all, I have so many. Y'all have seen them in different vlogs. Like, it just seems like before I started filming today, and I'm trying to, and I'm also in the process of doing laundry, so that may be the issue. A lot of my bonnets are dirty, but these are the only two I could come across, which were my purple ones. But they're also really good examples to use. This first one is my velvet one. A velvet anything for me is the best item. Some people would argue with this, but in my opinion, velvet is the best. It stays on your head. These type of bonnets, the one that I have, it comes with a scarf attached to it, so you can tie it down to your hair, like tie it down to the and maybe I should have had my hair in a way that I can demonstrate, but y'all get what I'm saying. This can be tied around the edges of your hair so this bonnet does not move. A lot of issues with bonnets are you put them on when you lay down and when you wake up they're on the pillow. But this one is a good one. Again, velvet is really cute, like it's stylish. You shouldn't be going out the house with this on, but if for any reason you want to step outside and water your plants or anything like that, like a velvet bonnet, it just gets the job done, and it definitely holds the braids longer, like the longevity of your style. On the inside it is satin, so that is also good for your braids. A lot of the velvet stuff is velvet on the outside, so it's good for the looks, the vibes, if you just want to feel luxurious at home. But this is the first one. The second one is this iridescent one. This is my favorite bonnet out of all of my bonnets. All of maybe, I want to say I have about 15 bonnets, but out of all of them, this is my favorite one because of the iridescent in it. These are really popular now. You probably see them all over the place. But it has an elastic band on the front that grips to your head. Over time it has wear and tear on it, so it has stretched out, but the first maybe year of having a bonnet like this, you shouldn't have issues with it coming off because this has a tight grip and a band around your head. There's so many braid bonnets now. I'll put a couple of examples on the screen. I don't own one, but I don't even be tying my hair up when I have braids, but I'm suggesting this to y'all, to people that are spending good money, hundreds of dollars, hours and hours in salons getting your hair braided. I want to give y'all these tips. Definitely invest in good bonnets, but that is just to keep the hair off your neck if you're showering, when you're sleeping, so they're not like thrown all over the pillow. Underneath your bonnet, you still need to be tying your hair down. Not only will this help like keep your hair laid, like if you're laying your edges at night, this will keep you from manipulating your edges every day, combing your edges even when there's buildup. If you can find you a good product that doesn't have residue, It's really good to lay your edges down at night, tie it down. And if you tie your edges down at night with a scarf, don't put a bonnet on. A bonnet is just gonna move around on it. If you tie it down with a scarf, your edges will stay laid for multiple days with a scarf. So the first most popular scarf and one of the most healthiest scarves or better options is a satin scarf. I just don't like them because they don't stay on. If I'm doing makeup or a quick little get ready, like I'm heading out and I just want to lay my edges real quick, I know I'm about to throw a little foundation on, about to throw my hair together real quick, I'll tie my edges down and work on the top of my head or something, it'll stay on. But to sleep in a satin scarf, it eventually comes off. You sweat it off at night, so I don't really care for satin scarves. The next one I would suggest is a polyester because it does have a little bit more grip than a satin one, but this one also slips off too. My preference is the same as a bonnet. It would be a velvet scarf as well as a velvet bonnet. They don't normally move. They have good grip. On the inside of a velvet scarf is a satin material, which is really good for your hair. It holds moisture if you're oiling your scalp at night. On the outside, it's very stylish. This one, I have one in nude, but it's dirty. It's in the laundry, so I'm showing you guys this one that I haven't opened yet. This is a black one. I purchased the nude one and the black one at the same time. I just haven't used the black one yet. These velvet scarves and bonnets can be a little bit pricey. That's why a lot of people don't wear them as much. You don't hear people talk about these as much because velvet material is a little bit more pricey. A scarf like this runs you about $7. This was $6.99 at my local beauty supply store, but you can use it for a lot of different things. Like it shows you on the back about 5 different ways that you can wear it. But if you tie your hair down with this at night, tie your braids down and put a bonnet on top, you'll be straight. Your braids will last you a long time if you do this every single night. Even for naps, if you're laying down for an hour or two, tie your braids down, tie it down, and put a bonnet on. That is major key. While we're on the subject of tying your hair down and tying your baby hairs down when you're getting ready to go places, or tying them down before bed and trying not to get up every day and doing your baby hairs. Also, when you're getting styles done, try to refrain from having as much baby hairs left out as possible. The more you leave out, the older your hair is going to look over time. The first day or two is really cute when your stylist can get them all laid and you have all this dramatic edges, all of these dramatic edges going on. But honestly, after a while, all of that stuff, like eventually the hair that's in the braids are going to start working their way out. Then you already have hair that's out, and if you don't know how to keep up with that, it can make your protective style look old really fast. I would say try to leave out as little baby hairs as possible and kind of just let your hair work its way out of the braids over time and start laying that as it comes out of the braids naturally. That's how you'll get your braids to last longer. They will start sliding out and working their way out. Forcing them out or leaving a bunch of hair out just to get that look initially is cute on the first day, but if you're not keeping it up, your braids are not going to last that long. Also, when adding product to your hair, using different edge control, just try not to overdo it. Use just enough, put just enough on your edge brush or your edge comb to get the job done. You don't want to overkill with the edge product because it will build up and cause residue. Kind of be careful when you're putting on makeup or putting different things, doing skincare and all of that on your face, making sure you're keeping that stuff out of your hair. And if you are getting it in your hair, that you're cleaning your hair, cleaning your baby hairs when you're removing your makeup as well. All of that stuff can cause buildup, cause irritation. You're manipulating the hair, and the more you're irritating your face and, you know, putting different products in your face and in the hairs on your face, over time you're gonna eventually want to wash your hair. And another tip that'll lead me into my next tip, it is okay to wash braids. It's 100% okay to wash braids, but you don't want to do that too often either. And so what I'm saying is, when you're applying products and stuff, you don't want to make it to where you're having to wash your hair too much. The goal is to keep your hands out of your hair, right? So when you have braids in, you don't want to be doing all of that. If you're going to keep your hair in a full 6 weeks or 2 months, if we're talking a full lifespan of braids of 2 months, I would say about 3 washes in that time span. Like every 3 weeks you should be washing your hair with the protective style in. You're not going to need to or have to wash your hair as much. During the summer, if I was filming this video during the summer and I was trying to tell you guys how to upkeep braids where you're going to the beach, playing in the sand, in and out of the pool, in and out of chlorine, traveling, sweating, all of that, then yeah, you're gonna end up needing to wash your hair. If you come across this video and it's a warmer month and you are still in the beach or in the pool and stuff, if that's the case, then okay, cool. But if you're really trying to keep the braids in and make them last, my suggestion is not to wash them as much, because the more you get them wet and you're having to shampoo your hair, your braids are going to get fuzzy and start to look old really quickly. One of the key tips that I tell all of my clients when they ask me about washing their braids is rub, don't scrub. So rub the product in if you're going to use a braid shampoo or a dry shampoo, or even if you're going to use a full-on shampoo, like you feel like you really need to wash your hair, I just say rub it in, don't scrub it in, how you would scrub your scalp and stuff, because the more you do that, you're going to release those hairs from the braids, especially with knotless braids where the foundation of the braid is your natural hair. You don't want to be scrubbing at it and clawing at it and, you know, just loosening up those braids from the boxes, because once your hair is dry and you dry it off, and if you're scrubbing and not rubbing, when you dry it off too, you're gonna have a frizz ball. So I would just say rub, don't scrub. I have a whole video on how to treat your hair while braids are in, like as far as scalp irritation, if you deal with different things as far as irritation of the braid. So apple cider vinegar washes, how to pre-rinse your hair, or if you do that and you still deal with scalp irritation from canker line and the fibers that are in braiding hair, I gave you like a whole list of different things that you can do, so I'm not going to repeat all of those things now. I'll link that video down below and mention it down in the description, or some point remind you guys at the end of the video maybe to go watch that video if you just say I have to wash my hair when braids are in because my scalp are so irritated. My scalp is so irritated. I get so frustrated when braids are in if I'm not washing my hair because my scalp gets flaky. I have so many different products that I suggested to you in that video, which some of them are right here. I have 2 new products that I've tried recently when I've had my last couple of protective styles that I do want to talk to you about, but mainly a lot of those products that I had in that video are very useful, to where if you're using those products, you should be okay from washing your hair. I want to tell you and really preach to you to only wash your hair maybe 3 times while your braids are in, because you will see a difference in the way your braids look after you get out of the shower. This is an anti-itch spray by BTL that I discussed in that video. I went through and I read the whole back of it, telling you the ingredients that are in it, what to do, the directions on how to use it, and all of that. This is a really good product. It's very like milky. You don't need too much of it. This is an anti-cooling spray. This is by Tea Tree. And it is just a cooling relief braid sheen spray. It's like an oil sheen, so it's going to make your braids look shiny, but in the midst of spraying it and making it look good, it's also treating your scalp because it is nothing but tea tree oil. It also has aloe vera in it, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's tea tree and aloe vera, so it has like a very strong scent to it, but it will instantly relieve your scalp. So if you're one of those people who is constantly itching your head, this is another good braid relief. And if you can't find either of those, Mango and Lime they just released a line of braid products that I just newly discovered a couple vlogs ago that I showed y'all in a vlog. If y'all haven't discovered them yet, I'm going to talk to y'all a little bit about this line because it is very awesome. And if you can't find these products that I just showed you guys, these are great for upkeeping your braids, and you can go on their website and they'll ship it to you very fast. I have a package that just arrived from Mango and Lime, and I'll be constantly ordering from them in the future. Great products. I have a lot of products that I use for my lot clients as well. But as far as the braiding products, here's a Braid Refresher. It's kind of similar to this product right here, right? The BTL anti-itch spray. This right here is more of like a oil. So it's going to soothe your scalp but also give you that shine as well. I'm going to read to you what it says. It's a 6-in-1. It soothes and revives. It's a Braid Refresher. It moisturizes, adds shines, and promotes growth. It has sunflower seed oil, coconut oil, aloe vera, and menthol. You can use this product for up to 45 days. That's about a month and a half. It's a fresh breeze and it's odor blocker. So all of that dandruff, that buildup, that sweating, if you're in the gym a lot, this will block that out. This says what you'll love. It soothes and relieves the scalp from discomfort. It deeply moisturizes it. It adds a glistening shine. It helps reduce frizz. It helps reduce odor, and it helps promote healthy hair growth. And it has a lot of good ingredients in it, and it smells really, really good, might I add. This is a dry wash. It kind of foams up when you put it on. I'm not going to pump it out now, but this is another product from them. I had to replace this after I took out my last protective style. I really love this stuff. This is something that you can pump in your hair and kind of massage it throughout your braids. Rub, don't scrub, without having to get in the shower and rinse it off. It's kind of like a braid shampoo. Well, that's pretty much what it is, a braid shampoo, but it's like a dry wash. So no water needed. You can just refresh your braids without having to, what I just said. So I'm going to read how it is, how to use it and what's in it, and then we'll move on to the next thing. It says it is easy. Simply shake to activate the active ingredients. Pump directly onto your hair, distributing evenly through your hair and scalp. Gently massage the braids and scalp to remove product buildup. No need to rinse. Using a towel, blot your hair to dry. Remove residue and buildup. Allow to dry. Use weekly to keep your braids fresher, cleaner, and odor free. What you love is what I love about the mango and lime products. They have these little pink boxes on every product where they list things that you'll love about this particular product, and every product, what you love is different. So this one says what you love. It helps wash away dirt, grime, oils, product buildup, and odor. It revives, renews, and refreshes your hair and scalp. It's fast drying, and it conditions your hair. So it's a micellar foam. If y'all are familiar with micellar water, that is what's in there. Love these two products. My favorite part about these two products is the smell. Another thing that I want to share with you guys, another two things that I want to share with you guys, is also from Mango and Lime. It's just not from the Braids line of stuff. This is specifically for braids and protective styles. This can be used for anything. So this is for my lock clients, my clients with natural afros who may not even wear protective styles at all. You may just always wear your puff or your fro. You can put these products in. I love them both the same. This one I discovered first. It's called a Sproil, which is a spray oil, and it's kind of like a mist. You just pump it into your scalp. One thing that I enjoy about this is the feeling that I get. It has a cooling sensation. This is the third bottle that I've gone through since I've had it. My clients love it, but I also love it for myself. I just love the way a product feels. If my hair is itching and irritating me and I spray a product in it and it instantly feels cool, I feel a relief. So I love that about this product. It has that sweet smell, but it also has a hint of tea tree, which you know is very strong. The second one is a new discovery that was in one of my recent vlogs, and this is called the Island Oil. What I love about this is this little activator at the top. You can kind of just go through, open your braids, open up the parts, and just go through with this little applicator right here and oil your scalp. It's much easier than pumping it, but cooling sensation, no cooling sensation, but a great smell. And it doesn't take a lot of it, y'all. A little drop. You can drop a little drop at the top of your part and it's gonna drip all the way back. Very fast pouring. Be careful with this. It comes out fast, and you can get a lot out of a little, if that makes sense. A little bit takes you a long way. A little bit takes you a long way with this island oil. I love this stuff. Love it. It strengthens your hair. A lot of the ingredients in this product is for people with fine hair, people that easily have breakage when you're removing braids. I would run this through my scalp when I'm getting ready to take my braids down, just so my hair isn't super dry and I'm not breaking my hair off if I've kept my braids in too long. This is a good product for that. And it doesn't have any buildup, and it helps break up buildup. So when you're separating that, y'all know when you're taking your braid out and you've had it in too long, that box sometimes may have some icky buildup in it. You put a little drop of that in your box and you break that little part up, all of that buildup is going to easily just separate and fall apart. This island oil is amazing. My hair feels so soft, like it's easy to comb through. I love them all for different reasons, but definitely in a nutshell, I just want to say or suggest, check out Jamaican Mango and Lime products. Really great stuff. Really great stuff. All of this stuff will be listed and linked below. It will. A few other tips that I want to throw out at you are very common. A lot of my clients run to this before anything else when it's time to stretch a style, and that is touch-ups, redipping the ends of your braids, and foam. Obviously, if you come and you're retouching up your edges, let's just say you've had your braids in 4 weeks and you want to keep them in 8 weeks, so at that halfway mark you come and you take your hair down, maybe the front first few rows, or if you like to wear your hair up a lot, maybe getting the whole crown done, going around the circumference of your hair, taking those braids out and getting those redone. Touch-ups, of course, will stretch the style longer, where after 4 more weeks you may feel like you can wear the braids a little bit longer because the front was refreshed. That's cool and all, but again, one of the key things that I said in the beginning of this video is when you're getting a protective style, you're not really supposed to be manipulating your hair as much. So if you're continuously doing touch-ups, some of my clients will get 2 touch-ups in 1 set of braids. So they'll get their hair braided, and twice before they remove the whole style out, they're coming to get a touch-up where, yeah, you stretched the majority of the style for a longer length of time. You didn't spend as much, you didn't spend as much time in the chair or as much money coming to get your full head redone multiple times. You might have saved money or saved time, but as far as your hair and keeping your hands out of your hair, constantly taking your braids out to make them look fresh, you're still keeping your hands in your hair where your real hair isn't getting a break. And that's the purpose of a protective style, to give your hair a break. So touch-ups are good, they're cool, I'm not against them. Like, I touch up my braids when I'm just like, oh, I'm not in the mood for nothing else right now, I don't want to go to a sew-in, I'm not quite ready to get up every day and have to deal with my hair, I want braids a little bit longer, I will do a touch-up, but I try to drag it out as long as I can before I'm doing that. I'm not touching up my hair every 2 weeks, or as soon as I see a frizz, or as soon as new growth starts to peek in and that box starts to swell up. Like, no, the purpose is to get your hair to grow. That new growth, you want to see that, you want that to come in. So if my hair is growing, I'm like, okay, well, let me give it another week or 2 before I touch it, because that's what I want. It's your hair showing you results. New hair is planting roots and growing in. That's a good thing, that's a good sign. You don't want to immediately, as soon as you see that new hair coming in, that new growth, take the braid out and reattach hair right back on that new hair that just came in through the scalp, and then you put intention on that new hair, that new growth. Like, let that kind of grow out. And it's hard to say, like I said, I do touch-ups as well, so it's really hard for me to preach to the choir when sometimes I'm the same way about wanting to keep my hair neat. But for the ultimate results, if we're really talking about longevity, like touch-ups, maybe once in 2 months you should be getting a touch for the maximum growth. One other thing I was saying was redipping your hair. Sometimes our hair can get frizzy, it can get tangled against our clothes, it can get tangled against different things. The ends of our braids, like I said, they're being thrown in a bonnet at night, wrapped around in buns, thrown into different styles. Sometimes not only the roots of our hair, where we're touching that up because our new growth is growing in, starts to get fuzzy, but the ends of our braids start to lose life. Now that the ends of your braids, you can do a million different things with, and it won't affect your natural hair at all. So just redipping them. If you get them straight when you first get them in, like let's just say you install your braids and the first time you install them you get them bone straight, add some curls to them, it'll make it feel like a new style. Or redip them. Like I was saying, your braids can get frizzy towards the end as well, just being tossed around or thrown around in and out of the shower, in and out of the gym. You can boil you a cup of hot water. You don't have to know how to do hair at all. If you know how to boil water, boil eggs, boil anything on the stove, you can boil you a pot of hot water and dip those ends and make it look fresh. If you're just a person that just cannot keep your hands out of your hair, redipping them, crimping them, taking big sections of your braids, parting them into sections and braiding them into maybe 4 or 5 braids. It doesn't take a whole lot to get that crimped look. If you take sections of your protective style and braid it into braids and put it into hot water and let that crinkly look come out, just different things you can do to kind of maneuver. A flexi rod set, taking flexi rods and rodding your braids up, or just trying different styles with the ends of your braid, adding beads or adding braid jewelry, or trying different turbans or head wraps, there's different things you can do once your braids start looking old to kind of bring life back to the style. If you really try and get creative. So I just wanted to suggest redipping or trying a different style for your ends. Even if you start off curly, like your ends are rotted, perm rotted, the ends of your braids are perm rotted, you can, if you get the water hot enough, let it boil till like the water, the bubbles are like almost boiling out of the pot. It got to be super hot now. Put those perm rotted braids into the pot and they will dip out bone straight. It's just a method to the madness. I may have to do a video on just how to finesse and how to like manipulate the ends of your braids in different ways once your braids start getting old. So going from curly to straight or straight to curly, or like the crimp style I was just describing to you guys. I'll do a video in a girl talk maybe one day soon to try to show you guys different ways that you can kind of get creative once your braids start getting old to you or you're getting bored with the style. Another thing I mentioned as far as like refreshing your braids was foam. Foam always takes you a long way once your hair starts to get frizzy from the gym, from sweating, from washing your hair, getting out of the shower, and even if you rubbed your hair just from your hair swelling up from that shower, or just little flyaways starting to come out of your braids, you can snip some of the flyaways and add some foam on your hair. Get you some good mousse. This is one of my favorite ones. It doesn't have a cap on it, but this one comes in about 3 or 4 different, I don't want to say flavors, scents. I don't know. This is the argan oil though. The red one is the argan oil, but they have an olive oil one, which is the green one, a coconut oil, which is the blue one. This mousse right here is called Vigorous. It's a really good foam. It has a good lather to it. I don't want to waste product by foaming it out. But although it's one of the cheaper mousses you might see in the store, this one is $5.99 compared to the foam. This foam, or like the Lotta Body foam, that might be $7.99 or $8.99, or all the different foams. There's so many different foams that you can find in the hair store. A lot of them are $6.99 and up. This one is on the cheaper side, but it has a good lather to it and it gets the job done. Do not sleep on this tin can right here. I love Vigorous. I really do. Adding foam to your braids the same way your stylist does as soon as you get out of the chair, to give you that fresh look, to settle those frizzes, to really just give the braids that sleek finished look. You can add that to your braids. I wouldn't say foam your hair every day, just as needed. And that's pretty much it for this video. I wanted to talk to you guys about protecting your protective styles and just really preach to y'all about trying to keep your protective styles in longer and the purpose for protective styling. On this series, or in this series on my channel, I talked to you guys a lot about what it's like to be a braider, different tips about what braiders may need, what braiding life may be like. I talked to you about the pros and cons, the ups and downs of running a business, and different things all centered around protective styles. But I didn't have any videos on longevity of braids, like how to keep your braids in and what braids are all about. So I said, let me do a quick little girl talk to talk to them about the importance of braids and why we wear them in the first place. And it's mainly just to give our hair a break, to protect our natural hair, honestly, and to give our hair a break. So if you're doing that, you want to try to do it as long as possible. Again, not too long, that full 2 months. So those are all the tips and tricks that I could think of. If you're watching and you want to throw some suggestions out there, I love to have conversations down in the comments. So definitely throw out some tips and tricks that you may feel help you when you keep your protective styles in. And that'll pretty much sum up today's video. This was a past due topic, so I wanted to run through it quick, and it really didn't take much. It wasn't anything I had to really drag out and talk about and stress to you guys for a long period of time. I just wanted to throw those tricks out there when you get braids in and you're spending money, knowing what you're doing and how to get the most of your money, the most of your time. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this video useful and that you actually try to use some of these products. You guys, I wouldn't suggest things to you that I haven't tried on myself. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I love you all.